On today's episode of Luthorville, we answer the most important question of all. What is Luthorville?
Hey kids, this is Eric Muss-Barnes.
And I'm Victoria Vertuga. Welcome to the latest episode of Luthorville.
Luthorville is an educational series inspiring kids and adults to become excited about innovations in science and technology by documenting the design and construction of a Mojave desert homestead called Galatea Meridian. Witness the crazy story of how Eric Muss-Barnes, an unemployed computer geek and struggling novelist, risks homelessness by spending most of his life savings to build an off-grid dream house in the middle of nowhere. Having purchased vast acres of the Old West, can Eric find a stable job and create his home before his money runs out? Take a journey where fortitude and a pioneering spirit continue to forge the American dream on the romantic landscape of the American frontier.
You know, I'm a very firm believer in trusting your instincts, no matter how crazy and outlandish they may seem.
You mean like the urge to buy a big plot of land in the desert?
Yeah, when you have no job. Which is exactly what I did for the 10 acres of land that you see behind me in March of 2014.
You bought it when you were unemployed?
Exactly.
Right, that's what everyone does.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now this is something that is really a lifelong dream of mine. I have always wanted to have a huge parcel of land and to build a very tiny, humble house upon it. Someplace where I could write more novels and kind of just relax and sort of have an oasis for the imagination.
Right, somewhere peaceful where you feel inspired.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, in order to understand why you've created this project, we should also tell people that you've always been a huge technology geek, right? For as long as you can remember. And I'm not just talking about surfing the web and playing video games.
That's very true. I mean, I've always loved science and been fascinated by the space program and GPS satellites and solar power arrays and water distillation systems and cell phone infrastructures and advances in space-age fabrics and innovative architectural materials and cutting-edge construction techniques.
Okay, slow down there, buddy. Slow down there.
And
We
computer
get it.
graphics and astronomy and geology.
You're a big nerd. We get it.
And cartography. I prefer to think of myself as a passionate member of the space generation.
I like it.
My peers were the first children to be born after man had walked on the moon. Do you know how exciting it was to live a childhood in a world where humanity had attained such a historic scientific milestone? My grade school years were a time when science fiction was fast on the way to becoming scientific fact. Star Wars wasn't make-believe, it was a potential reality. When I was a kid, I sincerely thought my children were going to be born on a lunar colony. My grandchildren would be settling Mars. I am privileged to have been born into an American generation imbued with a boundless sense of wonder and excitement for the stars.
Absolutely. It was a magical time, a sense of wonder, really. So by building an off-grid house out here in a landscape as desolate as Mars, you get to explore all of these scientific fields you have a passion for, plus educate yourself on a million new facets of new technology.
Well, exactly. And I want to share that sense of adventure and excitement with you. And that is why I created Luthorville, California. Sure, I could have just quietly made this project out in the middle of nowhere and kept it all to myself. But I wanted to share this journey because I want to inspire other people to become excited about the potential of good old American know-how. And, like all those cool science programs I used to watch as a little kid, Luthorville is simple enough to appeal to children, but detailed enough to appeal to fellow adults from the space generation.
Right. I mean, the project isn't really about just building a house, it's about the whole process that goes into it, showcasing innovations and advances in great American companies, doing product reviews on vehicles and clothing and solar arrays, and interviews with people in government, real estate, technology, whatever else we can think of. The intention being to feature the most cutting-edge products in the harshest environment in America, the Mojave Desert.
Right. Now, speaking of great American companies, I have designed and built websites for over 17 years, including spending nearly 7 years at the most iconic of all American companies, Walt Disney Studios. Now, unfortunately, I was laid off from Disney in 2012, and as of today, in March of 2014, I'm unemployed. Which is why Financially speaking, buying this parcel of land is just about the craziest, most risky thing I've ever done in my life.
So that's a safe bet.
Yeah. I mean, Disney was the greatest job I ever had. I loved being a Disney cast member. I wanted to retire from Disney. Sadly, that was not to be. So, before I can build Galatea Meridian, I am job hunting for another position as an internet developer, graphic designer, creative director.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure you're going to find a job in no time. I mean, you're amazingly talented with quite a resume. You've been working in internet technology since the 1990s. You spent half a dozen years engineering websites at the most famous and prestigious entertainment company in the history of the world. Your photography has sold in art galleries. You've written and directed award-nominated independent films, which have screened in film festivals across the country. And your skateboarding videos have been seen by over 4 million viewers. Plus, you've written 8 books, including 5 novels. Your background proves you're intelligent, driven, and ambitious.
Well, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, here's hoping, right? As a creative director, you'd be an asset to any company in the world. So if that wasn't enough to make you interesting, let's talk about the personal stuff. You're a motorcyclist, a hang glider, a pilot, and a skateboarder. That pretty much makes you like the coolest guy ever.
A hang glider pilot.
A hang glider pilot?
I'm not a hang glider. I'm a hang glider pilot.
Well, that's even cooler. What is the difference between a hang glider and a hang glider pilot?
Well,
You can take people up with you?
Think about what you just said. The hang glider is the physical kite.
Oh, yes. Okay.
A hang
No, but
glider
isn't a person who
pilot.
hang glides a hang glider?
No, they're a hang glider pilot.
Oh, I'm not a hang glider pilot, so I don't know these things.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're brilliant, but you're kind of insane too, right? Because this is kind of crazy. A young, struggling novelist, and what do you decide to do? Spend nearly 1/5 of your life savings to own 2 city blocks worth of desert land, 80 miles outside of Los Angeles? So how are you going to pull this off? You have no income, and your writing doesn't come close to earning you a living, right?
Well, no. I mean, see, all of my books are self-published, and in total, they earn me about $50 a year if I'm lucky.
So how will an enthusiastic dreamer manage to construct a technologically advanced, off-grid house in the middle of nowhere when he's unemployed and publishing novels that no one is buying?
I have no idea.
Hence the crazy part.
Yes, and that is exactly what this show is all about. I don't have any clue how I'm going to pull this off. I mean, there is a distinct possibility that I might fail. I might lose every penny I have. Maybe I will never find a new job. Maybe people will never buy my novels. Maybe no agent or publisher will ever give me a chance, and I'll end up homeless and starving to death in a tent on this patch of land behind us.
That took a dark turn. Don't be ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
You're right, I won't even be able to afford the tent. I'll just be dying face down in the sand. But
What happened to inspiring? Hold on, back to inspiration.
This is realism. But whatever happens, I will document my journey, and if you'd like to see how things will pan out, I will bring you good folks along with me until this land holds my house or my grave. Despite how crazy it seems, something tells me it's all going to work out. I don't know how, but sometimes you just have to trust your instincts.
Absolutely. Even if it seems like there's no possible way for your dreams to come true. You have to jump off that cliff and build your wings on the way down.
Absolutely. And I want to share with you good people my journey of making this dream come true because I believe I'm not alone. There are others out there with crazy dreams and ambitious hopes. And I want to inspire you folks to show you if an unemployed, struggling novelist like myself can pull this off, you can attain your dreams too. Cynics will tell you the American dream can no longer be achieved. Well, I believe in truth and justice in the American way and the ideals American citizens stand for. And with Luthorville, I plan to prove there is good reason for everyone to believe. I already own the land. This property is all mine, free and clear. All I need to do now is build the house. So come along with us on this cool and exciting project called Dear God, I Hope I Don't End Up Homeless.
That's not right.
Oh, I mean Luthorville. Luthorville. Come with us on this cool and exciting project called Luthorville.
And please be sure to share with all your friends.
And remember, if your ambitions don't scare you,
They aren't big enough.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But that dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible.